Such a pleasure to be here. And so I raise my glass to each of you. I thank you for all you have done during these very challenging and unusual times. And a quote that seems particularly fitting to me is one by Bob Marley. It says, "You never know how strong you are until strong is your only choice." And 2020 has truly proven how strong the veterinary community is, and the public has been very well served by that. As a profession, we have many opportunities, and we do work together well, and we build such strong bridges that I know will work our way through this pandemic. And also, as importantly, I know we'll do the necessary work to become a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive veterinary community. I couldn't be prouder of how this community has worked together, what we're achieving together. Here's to a positive and rewarding 2021, and to all the great things that lie ahead for all of us as wonderful colleagues. Cheers. And I need a drink now. I will be nice and quick because, boy, there's just such a wonderful group of people that are here in the room. But 2021, I think we're all trying to make certain that COVID is so important, and we have to work as a team on that. So key things that we're working on right now is trying to work with the states to make sure that the veterinarians and their staff can get vaccinated. That's such a critical time at this point in time. And it also may be possible that veterinarians may be vaccinating humans, which could be kind of unique. And so that's something we're working on too. And a time of transition in the presidency means that there's lots of shuffling going on in positions in DC, and it's very important that the veterinary voice is heard. So this is a real busy time to really build those bridges and make sure that the veterinary voice is there. So that's an important time for us. And then something that I think is really important in 2021 is the DEI Commission, the AVMA AVMC Commission. That's just so critically important. And the people who are on it are amazing. The advisory board is just amazing. And so I'm expecting really good things with that. And the last one I'm going to finish with, just because I love these folks and I'll never not talk about them, is our wonderful veterinary technicians and nurses. We really want 2021 to be the year that we all get behind them and they really get the recognition they deserve. So it's a wonderful profession. All of you folks do amazing things. Thank you. We are going to have a good 2021 because of everyone pulling together, and I thank you for that.
That was absolutely outstanding, and I love the Bob Marley. And I was cheering, even though I hid my camera really quick there. So I am really excited, and I think the pressure's on here a little bit, Jean, because that was pretty impressive. So I am going to turn over to you with VMX has always been the kickoff for the new year for the veterinary profession. You guys made the really smart decision and delay us a bit, and it's going to be both virtual and online, virtual and in person this summer, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I really am excited for you to raise your glass and tell us a little bit about what is also going on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Catherine, for having me tonight. I'm really excited to be here, and I feel the energy from the room and all the different tables. So this would be quite an event for you. But let me just start off by saying that like everything that's been going on around COVID and things in the industry, you're going to hear some themes from me that Dr. Donlan just expressed as well. But I'll start by saying, yesterday, we all saw the inauguration of the 46th president, and the messages of unity, diversity, and hope really struck a personal chord with me because they're so relevant in today's veterinary community. And one particular comment that President Biden made in his address stood out for me was unity is the path forward. Now, it was almost a year ago in the early months of the pandemic that we chose forward, believe it or not, as our theme for VMX 21. So based in part on the important role that we all share in moving our veterinary community forward at this time. Today, that message really transcends the educational event, VMX, and takes on a much greater purpose, I think, for leaders in the veterinary industry to really create those bridges, remove the barriers, move the veterinary profession forward. So despite the challenges we all face, I'm really excited that I think we can accomplish by working together, and I'm really encouraged by the promise that this that's going to be bringing forward this new year. So I would like to propose my toast, raise up my Ohio State Go Bucks, as unity as the path forward. That's what I like to make my toast to. NAVC, what are we doing to build bridges this year? Let me focus on three things, and this will sound familiar because Dr. Donlan just touched on it, but it's a little surreal that we're actually sitting here virtually talking to one another when a year ago, or this time every year, the Bridge Club would be meeting at VMX. You probably would have been headed home earlier today, but again, here we are virtually. So let's talk about what I see as virtual engagement and what we have in store for 21. So as our first major conference of the year, the community, I think, really looks forward to what we have at VMX, and not just to get the CE that's required, but all the other things that we offer during the event, the entertainment, the special events, the meet the professional luncheons, all the things we do, I think plays a very vital role in what we do for everyone in the community. Now, as you said, VMX will be in June this year. It'll be live on June 5th to the 9th, but virtually anywhere. So we're allowing access for first time ever to have a fully integrated hybrid event for us, which is a first for us. And we'll be having the expo hall there. We'll have our networking, entertainment events. Everything is still available that the whole community really loves to take forward to. And it's all, if you're here in person, it's all delivered safely and responsibly. And we will get more into that as we get closer to the event. But moving out of that time frame that we are normally here, we're trying to create ways to bridge the learning gap by creating new learning opportunities throughout the year. And we're looking at a lot of exciting and innovative ways to build and expand our online learning platform. You all may know it as Vetfolio. And we also have our breakthrough VMX virtual platform, which delivers the same quality education, the award-winning expo hall to people everywhere. And it's going to be all year long. So we look forward to sharing more information with that as we roll out new elements for these programs. We're also trying to leverage our learning to expand our reach to professionals everywhere, even the remote places of the globe, so that they too will have the opportunity to participate in some of these educational experiences, which I think for us is broadening our reach and making it possible. It's a great stabilizer for equalizer to have everybody have the same availability that only those that might have attended VMX in the past. So now by attending it virtually, I think we're opening some of those doors to the global community. The next thing I want to talk about is Dr. Donlan hit on is the nurses and the technicians. And another thing that we're focusing on is building bridges within the practices that really create the opportunities for this area in the profession, the veterinary technicians and the nurses. You may all know that a few years ago, NAVC founded the Veterinary Innovation Council to bring together the industry leaders to really advance innovations in veterinary medicine. Our current focus is on building better teams, and it takes a deep structural look at enhancing some of those, advancing the role of veterinary nurses, which we all know are an integral part of the team. So that's the thing. One of the bridges that we're trying to build there is the gaps for the nurses and technicians, and of course DE&I. We look forward to working with organizations like the AVMA and the AVMC on their commission and advisory boards to work within the community to make measurable changes to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion. We all know that not just our industry, but every industry has a lot to do in this area. So I think by working together as one team, we can really work and affect a lasting, meaningful change. We here at NAVC headquarters, we're also assessing our own culture within the organization as it relates to DE&I. And from that baseline, I think we'll be able to implement some internal changes that will continue to affect what we do in publications and our communication channels, our events, to help drive change throughout the industry in this area. So that's sort of what we're doing to build a bridge for the for the community and the veterinary profession. As I said in my toast, I'm really excited about this year and really optimistic about what's going to happen in the future. Of course, yes, we have challenges, but I think if we all meet them head on together as one industry, united in purpose, I think we'll succeed. Thank you. And once again, go Bucks.
So I love that. I think the message of yesterday was really critically important, not only for our profession, but as we're talking about building bridges. And I'm just so excited to be able to have Andrea join us as well. I love the fact that the three of you as leaders are really set the kind of the message for the profession of what we're doing and where we're going. So I'm really excited to have Andrea Davis join us with Viticus Group. Big new name. I think it's going to take me a little bit. I still am in the transition, but I'm so excited. I like the name. So Andrea, I'm turning it over to you to do your toast and tell us a little bit of how you guys are building bridges.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, and I feel incredibly honored to be on the same stage as both Jean and Dr. Donlan. And before I get to a toast or whatnot, I do have to say, when you talk about building bridges and having that open communication, I feel very fortunate. I have very good communication and open dialogue with both Jean and Dr. Donlan. It seems and things are happening. Even when VMX decided to move to virtual, Jean was trying to get a hold of me over the weekend to say, I wanted to let you know before you find out secondhand. So it really is great having that type of open dialogue, which helps everyone. So when I think of 2020 and things that, always looking for ways to find the positives, there's kind of three key words that come to mind. And I'll start with the toast right off the bat. So when I think of, sorry, there's not a drink, so don't notice that. I have to pick up my So when I think about three key words that we as an organization, Viticus Group, formerly known as WVC, what we were able to take away from it is resiliency, innovation, and collaboration. So a cheer to all of that, because it really does impact everyone in our industry and everyone in our organization. And so when I look and see how 2020 really impacted those three areas, the first thing that comes to mind is resiliency. And, I knew we were a resilient organization. We have just a group of amazing, smart individuals that I don't know how they accomplish as much as they do. But being in a situation where we had to find a way to make things work, it was just really enlightening and heartening. As a CEO, to watch what the group did. I watched team members from all over the organization. They were willing to pull up their sleeves and really get down and dirty, learn other positions within the organization, be able to accomplish major things despite not having the resources they were used to. We were able to come together as groups and make big decisions without having a lot of really data or information. We did our best based on what we had available. It really was a time where if we didn't have the resiliency we needed, it would have been hard to get through last year. But now we've made it through, and I would say we are more resilient for it. The other thing is innovation. And this is so incredibly exciting, because innovation is something that as an organization is one of our goals anyway. But I have actually watched it happen. I've observed our team come together and look at things that we talked about doing in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. And we just made things happen in record times. So we also, very early on, we have an incredibly supportive and brilliant board of directors and a great executive team. And as a group, we came together. We kind of looked at everything that was available to us. We looked at the data, the projections, what people were saying, and we decided early on to move WVC to September of 2021. And we're also making that a hybrid event, which I consider incredibly innovative, because we've never done that before. And we were able to make a decision like that in plenty of time to give people, an opportunity to get on board with it. The other thing that's been incredibly exciting is we have this group of really smart individuals that have never done anything in the virtual space. Some of them have never even been to a virtual event prior to to the pandemic. And they've actually pulled together and they've put together the Viticus Virtual Summit, which we will be hosting in February at the time we normally do WVC. So talk about innovation. That's something we weren't planning for a few years, and we pulled it together. Another area that I'm incredibly excited is we've really taken a lot of feedback from our partners, from people in the industry, from our own customers, and we wanted to put on something that really would help everyone get to a better place. And so we've come up with a practice management symposium that we're going to be hosting for the first time ever in October. And we're doing that at the same time as our Vet Tech Symposium. So we're really, really excited about that. So all of those things together, and there's so many other things across the organization. We're both on the animal and the human side. We're just doing all of these new things that were really sped up. And so the innovation has been absolutely amazing in the organization. And the last point I want to bring up is collaboration, which really ties together with this amazing networking event today. And we have, despite having times when our building was completely down, we didn't have our normal year-round hands-on events going on, we did not waste a minute. We have been spending this time really trying to build our relationships, build on to the existing relationships, trying to partner and find new relationships. And so all of that collaboration, all of that has really allowed us to be able to put on programs and identify areas where we're doing what people want. We're looking at the data, we're asking people for their feedback, and we're able to come up with things that we really think that will help the entire profession come up and be better for it. So again, those three things: resiliency, innovation, and collaboration are really what we are looking forward to in 2021. We know it's going to be a great year. Our energy is just absolutely awesome, and I couldn't be more proud of our team and all of our accomplishments. So cheers to that too.